And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Gamecocks offense will get first crack at it today. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Avery. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come over, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2. And the Gamecocks are in the hurry-up.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right back on the ball, ready to run another play, ready to make this defense work.
Here comes the heat. Pulls it in. It's Avery. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. Trying to move the sticks on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab. They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. The Gamecocks are on the move.
And the offense showing off the short passing game, moving the sticks. Nice job, and look at them. They're right on the football, ready to capitalize on this momentum.
Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there. Rides to back and leaves it. Spins away from the defense. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. And the Gamecocks kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. To the ground. He's got it again. Works his way ahead for about 3 yards. Stopped at the 23. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. The play action fake. Fires toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown Gamecocks. They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get him. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
The Rebels offense will try to get something going with their first possession. And David, they've got a guy in the backfield that certainly is capable of carrying more than his share of the weight in this offensive attack.
Yeah, he's a piece, but I would argue this, Reese. Like, you need to get the ground game going. For this offense to be successful, they need a physical tone setter, and he can be that, sometimes up, sometimes down. They need that consistently, Jesse.
They need him to show up when it matters the most, and there's going to be times in this game like we've seen throughout his career when the defense wants to take away wide receivers or players on the perimeter, and that's when this guy has to show up and shine. He's got vision, he's got cutting ability, he's got speed, but that's got to be on display in this game.
And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting him know it's going to be a long day. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. As the rooster crows, they are getting cocky and cockier on third down here. Throws to the wideout. And the third down pass is incomplete.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions. He just lets the coverage tell him where to go here.
Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Wants to go up top. Caught behind the line. It's Williams. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the tight end. Makes the grab. He'll work his way down to the 28. The Gamecocks want to pick up the tempo.
As a head coach, you love it when your quarterback is locked in early. Opening drive, throws a touchdown pass. Really nice throw on that last play. Here in the second drive, he's firing on all cylinders. You can tell this guy did his homework coming into this game, and right now it's paying off.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Gamecocks have it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, running back on the move. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. He'll try to overcome that last play on 2nd and 15. Back to pass. Swings it out to the flat. And he is going to lose yardage. Nowhere to run as he is forced out of bounds.
I like the play call on offense. I like you trying to get the running back involved in the pass game, too. Defense was ready for that one. Let's see what you've got dialed up on 3rd.
He'll take a shot. It's complete. Can White cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down. This offensive scoring position with a fresh set of downs. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown.
And that is how you end a drive. That is what you want from your running back. Lower the boom. Lower your shoulders. Wrap up that football. Fall forward and get into the end zone. That is how it's done.
On the move from inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll give it to the back. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. And the Rebels with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Pulls it and fires to the left. Breaks into the open. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered. An explosive play to the 40. The Rebels just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. He's moving out of the pocket. He's going to take off. Open space at the 25. Ripping off the huge gain down to the 17-yard line.
And this defense is going to have their hands full, right? I mean, you saw him throw it, a couple plays ago. When you see him take off and run, they've got to do something to kind of put him at least in a little bit of thinking, a little bit of doubt, a little bit of pressure, because right now he's starting to get in the rhythm, and that's not good for this defense.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Rebels! And the offense finds a way to cut into this lead, but they still have plenty of work to do.
They do, but that's a big score. You don't want to get late and start getting in the second half when you're fighting to come back by so many points. So great job getting points, get that momentum back on your side so you can come out and do some good things when you get the ball next time.
And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. The early scripts have work trying to add to this 14-7 lead. Here's the handoff. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Back to pass on 2nd down. Got his man. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the 2nd quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina go to the draw. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The Gamecocks want to crank the tempo. Looking to fire. Finds his man. It's Murray. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Third and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on fourth down by what they call here. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. And the Gamecocks will bring the punt team onto the field. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Signals for the fair catch, and that's where they'll put it in play just outside the 20. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. There he goes. Got the first down and more. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. Back to pass, it's Jennings. Quickly complete. Still running at the 40. And he was off to the races, finally tripped up at the 36. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. From the gun, the running back has it. Quick step and go. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down.
How about that for efficiency if you're on this offense right now? 3 plays, 3 first downs. They get that one running the football. Great vision in open field.
Looking for the end zone. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
This time he's got it.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
Looking to throw on third. Let's it fly. Touchdown, Ole Miss. Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board. The extra point here would tie the game.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. That 14-point lead is gone, and now they'll try to get back on top with a scoring drive here. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Looking to throw on first down. Pressure coming. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to find another play. They're dealing with a second and long. They'll run play action. A strike downfield. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. The Gamecocks come to the line in the hurry-up. Off the play fake on first down to throw. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. They'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. They dug themselves out of a 14-0 hole, and now a chance to take the lead on this drive. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. To the air, it's Jennings. Under fire. They get to him as he throws. Intercepted. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Unloads to the wideout. Caught over the middle. It's Avery. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Great spot to attack there. Right off the turnover. Try to strike and keep them reeling.
Absolutely. Coaching 101. Sudden change. When you create a turnover and you get the ball back on offense, attack.
Throws toward the end zone. And it's almost intercepted in the end zone. It's caught, but he's out of bounds. Just an incomplete pass and a bullet dodge by this offense. On second down, he'll try to make the connection. Finds a man in the middle. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
Man, this quarterback is having himself a day. Over 200 yards in the first half. It was hard enough for Palmer to get over 200 in a game, more or less.
Oh, he's got some space.
And I love the change in decision-making, right? That was a much better job. Last possession, tried to force it in there through the interception. This possession, it's not there. Take off and scramble. Great job. You got enough athletic ability to do that. Big third down conversion by this offense.
And the Gamecocks will line it up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit. New center downs right on the doorstep for this offense. With the run on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Got nothing last time, now 2nd and goal from the 3. Trying to pound their way in. And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3. And here they come to give it another shot on 3rd and goal from the 3. Trying to pound it in. Grinding and churning close to the goal line, but he'll be stopped inches short.
Second quarter might not be gamble time, but inside the 3, Palmer, I've got the green light. I'm going for this.
I am too. And you're essentially running a 2-point play here, right? You've got a play you practice all week long. That's the play you dial up right here.
Absolutely perfect. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Catch in the middle, it's Richardson. He's down to the 38-yard line, and they can stop the clock. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Catch in the middle, it's Turner. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
Back to throw, it's Jennings. Gonna let it fly. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half.
This is going to be a tough situation for the offense here. Late in the first half, they're trying to...
How about this defense making a statement to end the half with a sack? That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. He'll put toe to leather and get this second half started. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at half. Turning it on! Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
You're down, obviously, at the half you had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether...
Just keeps moving. And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line. And the Rebels come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. Been showing them the run. Now they'll throw it. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure that sort of threw them out of rhythm. It's as if you're engulfed in a space odyssey. Williams-Brice alive on 3rd down. Got it in the middle. It's Richardson. The chains will move, and they'll have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18. This crowd rising up, sensing that its defense needs some help. Fires to the tight end. The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6. The Rebels didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. He'll do it himself. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4. Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick its way to the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels! And that one will give them the lead. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. The give is to Williams. Slams into the pile. He'll get 1 to the 17. The Gamecocks will hustle to the line.
And nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the big tight end. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. Hunt is on its way. Here's the return. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. Power football with the run. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. And the Rebels can really attack on this 2nd and short. Trying play action. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. Hits him in stride of the tag. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. We'll see the offense make its way onto the field here, hoping for a successful drive. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Got the 1st down. Looking for more. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32.
And after giving up the long run defensively, they don't have a chance to substitute now. They've got to get ready to go because the offense is going tempo.
Leaves it with the back. Sweet cut there.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
What a nice job by the defense to string it out, not give him any kind of alley, and knock him down for a loss. And the Gamecocks now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Wants to fire on second down. Out of the backfield, he's open. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
On third down, he drops to throw. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. The Gamecocks send out the punt unit. Great contact on that ball as it just hangs up in the sky. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Out of the gun to give to the back. At the 45 on his way. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43. The Rebels, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. They're going to go right back to him on first down. Makes a pass to Marker. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Pulls it in. It's Wilson.
Well, it's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out in the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
Blast is way ahead, but not much room. A pickup of 1 to the 24. As the rooster crows, they are getting cocky and cockier on third down here. He's got it. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
Well, it's a nice job tackling that defense. I know one guy missed, but you saw the effort. Other guys coming and flying to the football. They knew how big that third down was. They had to get the stop to give themselves a chance to now get off the field.
Now he's going to break the pocket. The chains will move, and they'll have first and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18. And the Rebels come to the line with a new set of downs. Tight end now in motion. From the red zone, it's Wilson. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. The Rebels pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Dropping back, it's Jennings. Trying to pull his way in. And he will score. The question now, will it count as we check out the laundry on the field? That is a costly mistake as the penalty wipes the touchdown off the board. And the Rebels trying to cash it in on first and goal. He's got it on the move. Touchdown, Rebels! And they take it in for 6 more points. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6. And with the extra point, they're on top by 18. This dude is just slicing and dicing this defense into little tiny pieces.
Carving him up, completely comfortable, knows exactly what he's getting, had so much success today. You got to find a way to make these quarterbacks feel more uncomfortable.
South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Red pass, it's complete. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the third quarter. We've come to the end of the period, and Ole Miss is on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. After swapping into the field, they gave them a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete. Out of bounds at the 27-yard line, and this offense needed a play like that.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
They'll run it from the gun. Defense not budging. He's still able to get 2 to the 29. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. To the air on second down. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game, so they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football. Really nice job by the defense being in position.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it's knocked away. They'll give up the ball, failing to convert on fourth. Great place to start for this offense. He wants to change this route. Looking to throw, it's Jennings. Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Ole Miss. And the pummeling has started. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their 6th straight win.
Salt enter wound, right? Late in the fourth quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and give me another touchdown.
And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Gamecocks have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. Fires to the wideout. On target over the middle. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one. The Gamecocks trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Leaves it with the back. Breaks the tackle. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed in the middle, it's Avery. He's got first down yardage as they move it to the 44. This dude is putting in work out of the slot, and he is just wearing out this defense.
Man, you see it, Reese, in football. These slot guys are so quick, so athletic. You back them up off the football so you can't get hands on them, and you just find ways to continue to get him the football. He's making plays, so I'm going to continue to throw his way.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
And this is always the time in the game when coaches are absolutely watching. Like, which one of my guys mail it in and quit? And if you're the quarterback, man, you've been sacked a few times, you've turned the football over, like, continue to play, find some ways to maybe get a few first downs and make something positive happen.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run.
Quarterback can pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball just have to make that catch. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. Looking for a man. It's Jennings. Going downfield for the big play. Makes the catch at the 20. He's showing it all. The juice, the jets, the moves, and he's got it down to the 16-yard line. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Fires to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Rebels. With that, they are closing in on bowl eligibility, but with this big lead and a 6-0 start, much bigger dreams for this squad.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the 4th quarter.
They go to the ground. He's stopped again, and he's had a busy night, if not necessarily a productive one so far. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. The give to the back. Shakes off the defender. Defense is there to greet him again, and they are ready, and he has found nowhere to run tonight. And the running game has been disastrous on the last couple of plays. They'll try to salvage the drive, and the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. And the Gamecocks will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stopped. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Back to pass, it's Jennings. Fires it down the seam. And it falls incomplete, but that could have been disastrous. A defender was right there. So now it's 2nd and long.
And it's nice to be a QB in this spot. He's had a great day, man. Like, great day. They've built a huge lead. Now, incompletion's okay. Just take care of the football.
Breaks into the open. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's 1st down. The Rebels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on 1st down. Oh, they're after him. He caught it. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. Was to pass. Unleashes to the end zone. And give him another 6. Grabs it for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out. Just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll leave it with him. Stonewalled again. No gain on the play. They keep trying to stick with the running game, but there's not much getting done. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Stuff on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at 3rd and long. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Caught. Oh, what a cut! Slips one guy, now he's loose. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a 1st down at the 43. Last completion moved the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He's stopped in the backfield again, and this just hasn't been his night. It's been more like a nightmare. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Back up now, here's 2nd and long. Give to the running back. This has been happening all night. They stubbornly keep giving him the ball, and the defense is all over it.
And these linebackers, man, the reason they're winning this football game, they've been swarming. You watch them. They're downhill, not missing many tackles. They've really dominated the run game, and that's why they're winning it.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down. The Gamecocks will line up to punt it away. Kicks it high, and it's just hanging there as if it has helium in it and floating down toward the earth. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. First play of this drive will start from the 31-yard line. To the air, it's Jennings. Going for the big play. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but, let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we...
Trying to burn this defensive back. Snags it inside the 20. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. And while this game is all but decided, the offense's job is to score, so they might try to score again. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Extending the play. And he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. This is an absolute blowout.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
63, South Carolina.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Going right to work up top. They're working that left side. There he goes. Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 40-yard line. One big play, and you go from a little backed up to threatening. It's 1st and 10 from the 40. They'll run the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. They get the win. They are